Cool. Well, hi everyone. I'm Yolandi. So first question, who's in the mood for a boring presentation? Okay, well, you're not getting it because I haven't prepared. Cool. So I'm Yolandi. Today I'll be talking to you about the peering toolbox and basically so while we wait for that to fix, so the peering toolbox is basically where we have come together as a community, sharing some insights and learnings that we've had throughout our experience in the peering, in the peering space. So Your IX is supported by a few members. Let me just see. It's a bit delayed. So Your IX is supported by a few members where we are supported. And, we reach out to many other companies, as you can see there in the industry, that shares their knowledge and supports in this project. So how this came about, I mean, as you know, when you started in the peering community, you might not have had an idea of what is peering, how do I peer, where do I peer? Where do you start? And this is the aim of the peering toolbox, is to assist with those kinds of questions. So, let's see, sorry. There we go. All right, so as we mentioned, it's community focused. So again, getting some feedback from the actual community, the people in the industry. Now, just to share with you a few questions I have received throughout the year, which is why I'm involved in this initiative. So one of the questions, and guys, this is a legit question that I got. How do I put the internet into my cabinet, and how do I take it out? So I don't know if it's a box that they're expecting, which the internet is in, but that was one of the questions we had. The other one is, who is in control of BGP? Could you raise your hand if you are in control of BGP? The other one we had is, if I have, for instance, right, if I have 10 clients with a 1 gig connection at home, I already need about 10 gig connection at the IXP for 10 of my clients. Does that make sense to you guys? Because that doesn't that doesn't sound legit. How do I connect to a data center facility in different regions, as I cannot use the carriers because they are my competition? So if you want to reach a data center without using carriers, you would need to be a carrier yourself. So we get a lot of these kinds of questions. Another question that came up, and this is something we can maybe ask the Afrinic people, is that why does Afrinic charge for an ASN and IP prefixes if they are non-for-profit? Is there someone else I can use? So this has also come up. So these are the kinds of questions we have experienced within the industry that we are trying to assist with to get people going. And keeping in mind that even, myself, I still ask those kinds of questions. I was also at a point where I had no idea what peering is or how the internet works. So hence we have this, the peering toolbox available online. It's basically a website you can go to. It's your go-to website to find resources to answer these kinds of questions. Managing a network comes with risks, right? And you want to understand what you are doing or what you are exposing your network to when peering at an exchange or connecting to someone else using BGP. Sorry, this thing is a bit delayed. So we've seen a growth of enterprises wanting to connect at IXPs. So this is where most of our questions are coming from, because if you can imagine, ISPs are usually content providers, ISPs, cloud providers are usually the ones connecting into an internet exchange point. However, we've seen a growth of enterprises wanting to join this network because they are now seeing the value of connecting to an internet exchange point as it improves the services that they are providing to the users, right? So if they have an online app, a website, or an interactive portal, it is beneficial for them to be at the internet exchange to enhance their services. So there's a lot to learn, because where do you start? Again, where do you start? If there's more than one IXP in a region, how do you choose where to go? What are the best practices? So yes, I can set up my network, but what are the best practices? How do I know what the rules are, what I should be doing, what others should be doing, what to expect, and how to deal with problems and outages? So this is a great example, how to deal with network problems. So this is why we have forums like AFBIF, right? Is to reach out, get to know the community and ask these questions, to reach out to our peers to say, you know, I'm encountering this problem. Have you dealt with something similar, or do you perhaps have advice? So this is what we are trying to achieve, is sharing the knowledge among each other. So again, that's the aim. So there's already been a good amount of work that has been done. We are still working to put together, so we started with the basics. We are now looking at intermediate and advanced peering. So I mean, if you guys have any advice or knowledge you can share with us, please reach out to us so that we can include this into the Peering Toolbox website. It is quite helpful, you know, to have one place that you can go and find all the information you need. So again, website-focused learning, it is open to all to use, it is easy to use, and it breaks it down into, you know, smaller chunks so that we can understand what we are doing, what we are reading. And again, you can reach out to the community to ask questions if you still don't really understand or want to have a discussion on how to apply this to my network exactly. So Ben will be talking about PeeringDB later. So PeeringDB is one of the tools that is very useful. So this is where you can list your company and say where you are available, where you are peering, and how other networks can connect to you. So we do recommend having a PeeringDB profile and using that to find other networks that you want to connect to. We have Philip Smith hired as the product manager. So he has over 25 years of experience in BGP, IXV peering and routing workshops. So he is assisting with compiling all the information that we get from the community. So you can visit the Peering Toolbox website at peeringtoolbox.net. And so this is what it looks like. So as I mentioned, we have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And please, again, if you have any knowledge that you are willing to share with us, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. We would like to include it on this page for other networks to find. So again, beginner, it's where I was and still at times are the kind of questions that I ask. I sometimes doubted myself, but it's always good to have a refresh on what is happening on the beginner phase. So this is just an example of what it looks like. So what is a network operator? What is transit? So this actually comes up a lot. What is the difference between transit and connecting to an IXP directly? So that is quite useful. What is peering? What is an exchange point? So it's all the basics, as we mentioned. So more introductory material that we have. Establishing peering is also important. I mean, if you now have established where to connect, how do you connect? So that is basically it. One thing we are wanting to mention is that we are open to sponsorships. So if you'd like to support this project, please reach out to us. This is on a voluntary basis and it is supported by URIX. And yeah, we are looking for some knowledge and information. So please, if you have anything to share with us, you can reach out to us. And that's it.